Good morning, everybody. My name is John Wilhelm, and I'm principal of Hamilton High School. And on behalf of our superintendent, Mr. Tony Orr, and our Board of Education, I want to welcome you to Big Blue. We have a tremendous show for you. This is our fourth community breakfast, and we're very excited about our program today. Before we get that started, I wanted to acknowledge and say thank you for the wonderful chamber music our orchestra played for us while we were enjoying dinner. Over spring break, our orchestra was able to travel down to Nashville and get to play in the Grand Ole Opry. And I think, Mr. Burkhart, you said you were doing some fiddling. Is that right? So they had to retune their skills and come back for some classical music. But thank you so much. As we start, as usual at Hamilton High School, we will start with honoring our country with the presentation of our national colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. Leading our pledge is Senior Noah Witt. Please rise.
Please face the flag and put your hand over your heart.
Ready. Cut.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Thank you, Noah. And cadets Brandon and Kaylin Kalama, Gage Mann, and Olivia Cadill. We were very lucky. Our Naval Junior ROTC program was able to travel to Pensacola, Florida over spring break as well, competed nationally at the drill championships, and finished in 14th place at a national competition. Now, thank you. There are over 600 Naval Junior ROTC programs in the nation, and so for Hamilton High School to be represented in such a manner makes us proud. They do events like this. They also represent Hamilton High School throughout the city and community. So thanks very much to our cadets. None of this would be possible, of course, without the support of our Board of Education. I do want to recognize our board members here today. Mr. Steve Isgro is our Board Vice President. Dr. Glenn Stitzinger, Board Member. Mr. Robert Weigel, Board Member. And Mr. Tom Alf, Board Member. So thank you, gentlemen, for your support. I also want to thank Mr. Tony Orr for attending today, our superintendent. Now, some of you might say, well, hey, the superintendent should be at events like this, and that's true. But would you say the same thing if the superintendent was getting married this weekend? So, Mr. Orr, I find it amazing that you're here today, and I know today is a very, very special day for you and for Lisa. And I want to wish you and Lisa many, many happy years together. So thank you. Also, I do need to thank our Group Financial Credit Union. And our Group Financial Credit Union is a partnership with Hamilton High School. We have an in-building credit union which our students receive instruction and they get financial literacy throughout the year. Those making it possible today, we have the president of our group, Mr. Tim Belden, is here. Thanks, Tim. As well as Eileen Meeker, Amy Hosfeld, and Joanne Williams. So thanks. And it is a really, really unique partnership that we have. Hamilton High is very pleased to have Dr. Santa Ono in attendance today, president of the University of Cincinnati. I know many of you are interested in hearing Dr. Ono speak, as am I, so I'll be brief. But I do have a story to tell. I grew up in Oxford, Ohio, in a house full of Miami University graduates or soon-to-be graduates. My father's here, he's a Miami graduate ×2. And so I didn't know much about the University of Cincinnati, aside from the fact when Miami played UC, we always rooted for the Red Hawks. But back in 2014, Of all things, I saw a tweet that Dr. Ono sent out about my alma mater, the University of Dayton, on a victory in the NCAA tournament. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. A college president commenting on not on his university, but at a different university. And just as happenstance, the next Monday, I believe, was the Reds opening day. And so I'm going through the stadium and walking along the concourse, and 30 yards in front of me, I see a man in red with a bow tie, and that's Dr. Ono, and he's very, very recognizable, even from 30 meters away. And so as I was passing, I took it upon myself. I said, "Hey, Pres Ono, thanks for the Dayton Flyer shout out." And as he would, he says, "It's all about Ohio love." And I thought, wow, he really gets it. And that just made my day. But it also spurred me on to look into a leader like this. And so I followed him on Twitter, and along with 65,000 other people, right? And even though I was in education, my lens was very narrow to maybe my university, maybe to the University of Dayton, and especially narrow within secondary high school education. So I didn't know much, but it was through that I got to learn about the outstanding people and the outstanding opportunities that students have at the University of Cincinnati. And so we are here today at Hamilton High School, where I'm going to challenge you as well to broaden your lens. Too often we hear things or we see things in the media without experiencing it firsthand. This is your opportunity to experience Big Blue firsthand, to find out who we really are. And who we really are these students sitting at your tables. Who we are the students who are outside in the hallways and the other 1,800 students currently in first period class today. So take the time today to learn about our students, to learn about our product, and meet some of our outstanding students. And if your perception of our work might change, then we've done our job. But more importantly, our students will benefit from the interaction with adults who have a greater perspective on life. And that's what this is about. This is about giving them an opportunity to increase their own learning about their community and a community at large. A particular initiative that we have undertaken at Hamilton High School to highlight our people and our programs is called Blue to You. And to speak about Blue to You, I'd like to introduce Assistant Principal Jessie Weisbrod.
Good morning, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to come visit us here at Hamilton High School. I had a vision last year. I had a vision that I wanted to showcase our students and our staff to you, our community. Schools are a business of people. They really are. What a better way to showcase your product than to market your business and to market your people and the students that make your place the place to be. I want you to all have the chance to see, relate, and feel why we call this place our home, our Big Blue family. After getting the green light from Mr. Wilhelm, I took this vision to the one guy in this building that I knew could get this up and running, our very own Mr. Neary. His exact words, "Jessie, let's go big or go home." That's exactly what happened. Mr. Neary recruited the assistance of an extremely talented student, Miss Sydney Higgins, and the creation of Blue to You began. Please help me welcome Miss Sydney Higgins.
Hello, good morning. I'm Sydney Higgins. I'm a senior here at Hamilton High School. So I joined media journalism because we had Blue TV, which is our video announcements. And the first day I came in, we kind of were all given jobs. And I realized that I didn't necessarily want to be an anchor anymore. I just wanted to do features, and I wanted to make commercials, and I wanted to do all these really cool things and edit, because that was so unknown to me because I perform. And so I wanted to change it up and do something different. And so I made features like how True West is at the high school. But then Mr. Neary came up to me and told me that Miss Weisbrod had a great idea. And it was to highlight all the students and staff and make Blue to You. And basically Blue to You is just a video that just shows all the great things that normally people don't see at the high school. You hear, for anything, you hear good and bad, and sometimes the bad can kind of overlap all the good things that happen. So we wanted to definitely bring out all the good that is coming from the school. So we made our first video on Mr. Neary, and it had great feedback. And so we decided to start doing it on students. And so we did it on the twins, Alberto and John Zapata, and how they're going into the armed forces. And it was just a great way to just highlight how amazing our students and staff are here at Hamilton High School. And because the projects are so big and take a lot of time, we also made blue stars of the week that we played during the announcements. And so every week we pick students that might not necessarily be picked for Blue to You, and we highlight them and show what they're gonna do after high school, what they love about the high school, and what they're involved in. And so I think that's just a great thing that we can show our community through video, because we can't necessarily go out and tell everybody everything that's amazing about the high school, but through video that we can show how great our high school is and how proud we are of Hamilton High School. So yeah, I encourage you to watch the videos. We're trying to finish the next one, and hopefully you guys get to see them, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Sydney. Mr. Neary, I guess when you run the program, they get the first feature on you, right? That's how that works. Well, it was still wonderful too, and Sydney is fantastic as our face of Blue to You. Now, I'd like to introduce two of our students, Alvin and Kelvin. I've known these young men for 2 years, and there's not a day that goes by at Hamilton High School where they don't have a positive impact. And I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't see them smiling either. So Alvin and Kelvin, come on up and take it away.
Hi. Everyone seems to have a story when they get here, so I'll tell a little one of my own. 2 years ago, I and my family and I, we moved over here to America, to Ohio, to Hamilton. And we started going to school here in Hamilton, and our family wanted to move to a bigger place because our place was a little small to contain 6 people. And I remember telling our parents that we didn't want to move because we loved the way the school was, and we'd leave the show choir, we'd leave the soccer team, and we don't think we'll find another school that kind of gives us the support and family that Hamilton has for us. And so our parents were like, okay, we'll let you finish, senior high here. And so we're very glad. Just wanted to start out with that and assure all of you that this really is a great place for us, and coming from us who came 2 years ago, you should understand how we feel about Hamilton. Yeah. The theme of this program that we have today is Spotlighting Positives, and we'd like to ask each table to please take a look at the program that was passed to them as they entered. If you open the program in the student engagement question section, there are a set of questions, and we'd like to ask each table to please converse and ask these students, and students ask back these members of our community to find out how Hamilton has helped build us as students and how we're planning to make this community greater. So we won't hold you, and you may start conversing.
My name is Elizabeth Carlson, and I am the honors biology teacher at Hamilton High School. And 2 summers ago, I was lucky enough to be selected to participate in the RET program, the Research Experience for Teachers at UC, and sponsored by the National Science Foundation. After spending 6 amazing weeks in a genetics lab and falling in love with UC, I met our next speaker on the day of our final presentations. I started following him on Twitter, and I just posted a selfie with him. Dr. Santa J. Ono is the president of the University of Cincinnati. UC is among the nation's top public research universities and has a record-breaking enrollment of 44,200 students. Dr. Ono is recently honored by the American Council on Education with its Reginald Wilson Award for Excellence in Diversity Leadership, and was selected to the ACE Board of Directors and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce Board. He is also a research scientist who focuses on eye disease and immunology, is an avid user of social media, and is very active in the greater Cincinnati community. Please welcome Dr. Ono to Hamilton High School.
Thank you very much. I think this is my 3rd visit to the great Hamilton High School. It's great to be here at the home of the Big Blue. Even though I'm wearing red, I apologize for that. But every single time that I come back to this school, I'm incredibly impressed. And I've been here for different kinds of occasions, for athletic events, and the facilities here are absolutely first rate. That's something that the University of Cincinnati and Hamilton High School have in common, is really an inspiring physical plan. This is something that I know has happened relatively recently. And I think the story is very similar for Hamilton itself. The really historic renovation of the High Street part of Hamilton is something that is exciting. You can feel the electricity here. Like what's happening in the Clifton area and in Cincinnati itself and over the Rhine, these sorts of positive developments in space have a lot to do with the energy and the mood of a community. But more important than that, one of the things I realized in speaking to a lot of the people in this room over the past 10 to 20 minutes is that what's more important than bricks and mortar is the stuff of life, what's in your soul, what's in your heart, and the kinds of bonds that don't connect buildings together, but the kinds of bonds that connect individuals in the community together. You know, and when I speak to people here and I ask them, why are you excited about Hamilton High School? Why are you excited about Hamilton? The answers that I get are, it's pervasive. That it occurs at every single level of this high school, from the students all the way up to the principal, all the way up to the superintendent, that this positive attitude, this commitment to this place transcends the buildings, and really is something that lies at the very core of this community, every single person here. And it is, I'll tell you, inspiring. You have found the secret sauce of what it takes to bring the community together. I want to congratulate you on so many different achievements. Your dance team, I understand, on their recent visit to the Nationals in Indianapolis, placed first. The University of Cincinnati shares that as well. We have a dance team that we're awfully proud of, that have been world champions a number of times and national champions many, many times. And besides that connection, UC and Hamilton, as you know, have a lot of other connections. I understand from talking to the principals here that many of the principals here actually received their bachelor's degree or their master's degree from the College of Education, Criminal Justice, and Human Services from the University of Cincinnati. And we're proud of the leadership that our graduates are showing every day at this high school as well as in Hamilton itself. You know that there are 119 Big Blue graduates on our campus right now, and all in all, there are 14,000 Butler County residents that are Bearcats. So we talked a little bit about Dayton. We didn't talk about who Dayton was beating in the NCAA tournament, and a certain prefix "the," which appeared in the Dayton paper. But no, I was proud. I was absolutely serious that one of the things that I do as the University of Cincinnati president is cheer for all the teams. It's not just about what's happening in Clifton. It's not just about the University of Cincinnati or about the Bearcats. It's what's happening in this region of the great state of Ohio. We should all be rooting for each other because it takes collective action, all of us rowing in the same direction to make this community, the region, and the state as great as it can be. You know, that's what makes, as I said, a community special. You know, we are really honored to have in this room a number of people that we hold dear at the University of Cincinnati, and you hold dear as well. There's an iconic person here, and there are many, but one of the individuals that we share our love for is someone called James L. Winkle. I don't know how many of you know that not only is he a graduate of Hamilton High School, but he is an iconic figure in the field of pharmacy. If you go to pharmacies and you actually look at how they dispense medicines and the practice and the art of being a pharmacist, the science of being a pharmacist, a lot of that was pioneered at the University of Cincinnati in the College of Pharmacy. And there is no individual that has had a bigger impact on the success of the top-rated pharmacy school in Ohio than your own graduate, James L. Winkle, after whom our college is named, the James L. Winkle College of Pharmacy. Let's all give him a round of applause. There's a gentleman who's a very senior partner who I had of a major law firm in Cincinnati that I've had the privilege of getting to know over the past several months. He's a person of integrity. He's a person that has incredible intellect, but is also a person of integrity. I've learned a lot from having conversations with him, and some difficult conversations. And that is another graduate of Hamilton High School, Nate Lampley, a lawyer working with the University of Cincinnati. Let's hear it for Nate. That's great news that the Hamilton City School District is also one of only 10 districts out of Ohio's more than 600 districts to earn an A grade for kindergarten through third grade literacy improvement. I'm a co-chair of something called the Read On campaign. It's something that I really am very passionate about, and that is to try to get all of the kids in this region reading at grade level well before the third grade. And that involves all kinds of things, such as a preschool promise, but also really thinking intentionally about how we can come together to make sure that all of the children that are growing up in this region are able to read, something that's going to be incredibly important in determining their success in the future as adults in this region. We really need to come together and think about how we can improve and lift up their lives, just as you are lifting up the lives of the youth in this area by collective action. You know, when I was thinking about these questions that we've just been engaged in, the student engagement questions, how do you show pride in your community while still embracing each other? And when I listened to some of the students saying that you show pride by actually really listening, you show pride by really genuinely caring about each other. You show pride by not being shy about talking about and shouting about all the great things that are happening in this high school and in this city. And then the other question about what is something that for the adults that you didn't take advantage of in your youth that you wish you knew that would have helped you become a stronger adult? And, you know, one of the things that I said was that I wish that when I was in grade school or high school, that I turned to my right or turned to my left, talked to somebody that was 40 or 50, 60 or 80, that I talked to my grandparents. I think one of the biggest missed opportunities that we have can be solved, and you've actually taken a step to doing that right here today, in having intensely intergenerationally mixed groups. And with those questions, really catalyzing the kind of dialogue that happens far too infrequently. You know, what I said to the students at the table is one of the things that I wish I did was to listen to my grandparents and to truly listen to them. You know, I'll tell you, in my family, when the grandparents, my parents get together with my kids, everybody's in a rush. The kids are looking at their cell phones, talking to each other in the other room on their cell phone. It doesn't make any sense to me. Taking pictures of each other, Snapchat, you know, it is interesting. But, you know, in the excitement and the glitz of modern technology, one of the things that I say to young people is, don't forget real connectivity, especially with those in your family, your grandparents, the teachers that are here that love you, the alumni that are here that don't have to be here because they love this school and they love you. Don't miss those opportunities. There's nothing more precious than that, and you can learn an enormous amount from your grandparents and the elders in the community. That's the one thing that I didn't do as a youth. that you have set up intentionally in this school, in this community. It's the essence of what a community is about. Take advantage of that, because it will enrich your life immeasurably and help you on your path to being an outstanding human being and citizen. But my biggest wish is that what you've done here at Hamilton High School, setting it up so that the youngest and best students and the students that also need help can talk to alumni and principals and superintendents across from the table, breaking bread, the best way to really build that kind of community. My biggest wish is that we can take your secret sauce here and spread it across the entire region and entire state of Ohio. You know, getting back to the introduction about how I rooted for the University of Dayton in that NCAA tournament, let's all do that. You know, I was asking the students, what do you think about what's happening in Hamilton and Hamilton High School? And they said, it's great. What's happening in the past year on High Street's amazing. What's happened with the new gym and the facilities here is exciting. And I said, what do you think about Dayton? What do you think about Cincinnati? And they said they love going to Cincinnati. Some of them have brothers or sisters that go to the University of Cincinnati. So you can be part of an amazing movement. What you've done here inspires us in Cincinnati, inspires us at the University of Cincinnati. And you all have connections all over the state, all over the region. And that enthusiasm that you communicate here, spread some of it and spend some time connecting with other parts of the state. Show that love, even to your rivals. I even cheer for Xavier. Please don't quote me on the news. I even root for Ohio State University when they're not playing us, because they're part of Ohio. And Xavier is a Cincinnati team. And so we are all in this together. Hamilton High School, the University of Cincinnati, yes, Xavier, yes, Ohio State. And Miami University. We have to collaborate, you know, because it's not a competition. It's about collective impact. It's about lifting up the whole region for the benefit of the next generation. You know, I get asked often when I speak in different places around the world about what I think about the millennial generation, what I think about you guys. You guys may not know that you're called the Generation Z. I would rather be called a Generation Z than the baby boomer generation. Baby boomer generation. What does that mean anyway? Baby boomer, I don't know. But Generation Z. You know, and there was actually something in the Cincinnati paper not that long ago where somebody was actually critical of the millennial generation. And I got on Twitter, and one of the first things I did was come to the defense of the millennial generation and Generation Z. I mean, did you hear these two students speak? Did you hear any entitlement in them? Did you notice that they're grateful to be part of this school, to be part of this country? I'll tell you, I have a lot of experience with Generation Z and millennial students. And one of the most optimistic aspects of this nation is that in those conversations, when I compare and contrast the millennials and the Generation Z, young adults, to what I was as a baby boomer, they're far ahead of what we were. We were much more focused on our careers. It was a me generation. And one of the most optimistic things I have about the future of this high school, this county, and this state, and the University of Cincinnati is the attitude and the principles and ethos and ethics and mores of the Generation Z in millennial students. I have never seen a generation that's more focused on we than me. And so I just want to end up and congratulate you, all of you, for the tremendous achievement that is Hamilton High School. You are a beacon of light for not only education in this region, you are a beacon of light for how to build community and how to focus on we over me. Congratulations to all of you.
All I can say is wow, and that's fantastic to hear from Dr. Ono. And I don't think anyone here would be surprised to see how the University of Cincinnati has flourished under your leadership and will continue to do so. I'm going to echo what Dr. Ono said, and thank you for your attendance today. This was fun. This is something we try to do twice a year, once in the fall and then once again in the spring. It's important to us that as you leave our building and we send you out into the community, that you have a better understanding of who we are and seeing some of our students. What we do is impact lives on a daily basis. And there is no better way to experience Big Blue than to spend some time with our students directly and see the products of our work and your support. So please feel free to stay, talk amongst yourselves at your tables. You're welcome to some more breakfast. And if you'd like, you can grab one of our students and they can show you around our beautiful building. We have a lot to be proud here at Hamilton High School. So thanks again and have a wonderful day.
Chris, good seeing you.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.